I'm not doing the soundbite today. Road stages only. Maybe if we get to 200k subs before the end of the Vuelta. This was stage 10 to Alicante. It's a 30.9 kilometer pancake flat time trial. Hot conditions. Just had the first proper rest day. How much time could Remco Evenepoel take on his GC rivals as a great time trialist? But Roglic has also won a million time trials back to back in Spain. It was a fast course with, I think, a cross tailwind for sections. Hepburn set a good initial time, as well as Remy Cavagna, who was on probably the literal hot seat for quite a long time with an average of over 54 kilometers an hour. Let's see how other teams were dealing with the heat. So UAE got the fans on, they're under a canopy, AirPods in, ice vest on for Almeida. Seems pretty similar to Jumbo Visma. They got some sort of, I don't know, mist machine blowing things on Roglic. He's got some sort of vest on under a canopy as well. And then Evenepoel's kind of outside, half outside. I don't know if he's in direct sun or not. He's got a couple of fans set up, as well as overhead earphones, which is kind of curious. Not my first choice whenever I'm on Zwift. But anyway, it was hot conditions. How runners would manage that would be very, very important for this TT. O'Connor, he's had really good legs, but maybe bad luck in this Vuelta so far. He set a pretty good time, actually. He wouldn't lose too much time. Hindley struggled in the TT. He'd lose over around 3 minutes to Evenepoel. He'd get caught by his 2 minute or maybe 1 minute man, Miguel Angel Lopez, who came in the top 10, so he is nailed on for that Sierra Nevada stage. Almeida was doing a pretty good TT, actually, for UAE, but here he makes a fatal mistake. Or maybe not fatal, it'll cost him 18 seconds. He's supposed to keep going round to the right, and he follows the car deviation with 200 meters to go and goes down just that lane and realizes much too late. He slams the brakes on, looks back, and then he kind of goes forward a bit as well. Just he loses nearly 20 seconds here. So he was on for a pretty good time. Maybe he would have lost like a minute 20 sort of region to Evenepoel, but unfortunately for him, he'd slipped well out of the top 10, and he knew it as well. He was pretty unhappy. All that work for 35 minutes to make a mistake there. And Ayuso, he nearly crashes at the start. There's this really savage lip. I don't know in the recon if the guys roll off the ramp in the morning or they don't go down the ramp when they do the recon, but he goes down and there's this lip, which really severe lip, and a lot of guys nearly came a cropper on it. He nearly crashes or goes over the handlebars, hits it really hard because he was weaving when he was trying to turn over the big gear to get started. Anyway, gets going Ayuso. I don't know what he's like in the hot conditions. I know he's Spanish, but the hot conditions, it could be coincidence he's not gone so well, and then cool conditions, he's been flying. He sets a pretty good time. He's 19 after all. But his compatriot from Spain, Carlos Rodriguez, who did well into L'Avenir, the back end of that race last year, the leader of Ineos now in the general classification, one would think, he did an absolutely cracking time trial. Same with Pavel Sivakov, like career TT performances from the both of them. Sivakov, same time Cavagna T1, and he did like consistent pacing. Gegenhardt did a pretty good TT too. He did like slower to T1 and then he ramped it up, it seemed, at the end. But Sivakov would finish in the top 5 in the TT. He wouldn't be losing that much time to Primoz Roglic. Evenepoel, of course, in a different league of his own, which we'll get to in a second. And Rodriguez and Sivakov, they put good time into Enric Mas too. So for Rodriguez, kind of looks like Mas, slender, similar height, and yet just flying on the TT. So Ineos got those guys absolutely dialed. And now what could Primoz Roglic do? You'll see he kind of takes a different angle at this savage lip. He hits it like he's respecting the Cervelo TT bike. He's riding it like a Ferrari with a low front end, maybe. He doesn't want to damage the bike. He was super quick off the ramp and gets going well. And he, again, consistent, steady pacing, always seems to love the hot conditions. Roglic back to back to back Vuelta GC winner, and he ramped it up at the end too, about the same time as Cavagna at T1. He'd be, I think, a little bit behind him at T2. He was behind Evenepoel. I don't know if he knew or not. It said those graphics, which I don't really trust during the race. But then these final little ramps always suit him, like Paris-Nice last year, Basque Country last year, that sort of short opening TT. Loves those little ramps at the end of a TT, and he gains a lot of time on Cavagna there, beating him by 12 seconds, who spent the best part of the whole TT in the hot seat. But there were still two guys to finish after Primoz Roglic, who's not done yet. Enric Mas and Remco Evenepoel. Mas trying to limit his losses. He was a pretty good time trialist on Quick Step. I think he's not too bad, really. He maybe went a little bit too hard at the start. You see, he was fourth at T2, but that was without Evenepoel having gone yet. But still, top 5 at T2, not bad. Rodriguez, though, would really put some time into him in the last section, and Mas would lose time there. Evenepoel's now got the whole setup on. And what's the vibe of this setup? Is he an outside linebacker on the Baltimore Ravens, or is he trying to get let into Berkane in his summer outfit? I don't know, but he's got the Darth Vader setup looking helmet on. It seems to be honest, out of all the quick-step guys, it actually looks like it was made for him. And he nearly crashed off the ramp too. Like, it actually looks like it fits him properly, and he was flying today. He was running the organizer skin suit, so you can see that's running a little bit small because of his tan line. So he's maybe at a bit of a disadvantage there as well, but he was absolutely flying up at T1, 25 seconds on Cavagna and Roglic. Cavagna's looking like he's going pretty fast, and he's hoping to get out of that hot seat, and then he puts more time in. 46 seconds up on Roglic coming into the finish. Enric Mas, job done, didn't get caught by Remco Evenepoel, but in the distance we see him flying. Still something left in the legs. Beats Roglic, who was momentarily in the hot seat, by 48 seconds. These are huge gaps. And Evenepoel has built himself a monster buffer for this week 2, which is the hardest remaining week of this Vuelta a España. Week 3 is pretty soft week, but he did the business in the TT as expected. Hayter out. I would have liked to have seen Hayter in this TT. I think he could have done a good job. But Cavagna 3rd, Rodriguez 4th, Sivakov 5th, Craddock 6th, Yates 7th. He kind of faded a little bit at the end, but still a good TT for him. Gegenhardt 8th, Lopez great, Mas pretty good too in 10th. And in terms of GC, this is a huge gap after stage 10. 241 on Roglic, who goes ahead of Mas by about 22 seconds in 3rd. Rodriguez now under a minute to Mas on 355. Yates on 450, then Ayuso, Almeida, Lopez, Sivakov, and Gegenhardt. Here's what Evenepoel had to say after the stage.
I saw that my teammate Remy did very well, and actually it was perfect that he did such a good time trial for me to know the good times, because when I was still sitting in the bus I could see that everybody was actually slowing down in the second part compared to his time. So yeah, I mean, I knew I just had to push like one power all the time because it's flat with a super hard finish. And well, my legs were so heavy on this last bump. It was actually really hard, but super nice to win this town trial in the red jersey. It's an amazing feeling. You know, the pressure is off. I won a stage, so now the whole team is super confident, I think, and yeah, everybody is performing so well. I think we just have to fight to keep this jersey and take it home to Wevelgem. Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed the video. Could be a sprint or break stage tomorrow. I haven't forgotten about Deutschland Tour. I'm getting around to it. Adam Yates absolutely flying. But otherwise, I'll see you with the recap tomorrow. Ciao.